Hello everyone, welcome to United Chokros. We are back after almost a week's time, and what a right time to do the video. A smashing win over AS Roma, 6-2 in the Europa League semi-final, and we have almost sealed our place in the final of the Europa League. Lots to talk about in today's video. Of course, the post-match reactions from last night's game. We're going to talk about Edinson Cavani's contract situation, Eric Bailly signing a new contract. There's lots to talk about. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference, reactions as well, and also the fan forum which happened today. Before I proceed further, guys, do make sure to subscribe to our channel and smash a like on the video. Joining me today is my buddy Prashant, and he'll be sharing his opinion on last night's video and his, thoughts on the new contract situation of Edinson Cavani and Eric Bailly. To begin with, Prashant, I've spoken a lot. Handing it over to you. Your reactions on last night's game. I just want to know your thoughts. Were we good enough, or is there a lot of improvement still required?
Well, of course, see, it's a win against Roma. It's at the European stage. So it obviously brings back a lot of nostalgia for us United fans because this is where this is the same thing which happened back in 2008, right? When we won the Champions League.
Yes,
So it's
yes.
really, that's something very nostalgic, first and foremost. And secondly, on the basis of the performance, I think it is still good because we came back from 2-1 to win 6-2. So that's quite a turnaround. So that's a positive, and of course, it's nothing to be too excited about because we still have to go ahead and win this tournament. So
Yes.
it's good that Ole has finally made it to a semi-final. This is not going to be a fifth or fourth or fifth successive semi-final that United will be knocked out of.
Lose.
So
Yeah, yeah.
that's good part, but we still have some way to go just yet. Not to celebrate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, you're right. And the upcoming games are equally important. We have the Liverpool game on Sunday, and then the away leg at Roma. But I think that should be done because we've got 4 goals lead. Roma basically has to score 5 goals, and you know not expect us to score a goal, an away goal. So that's what needs to happen, which is almost an impossible. We may be bad defensively, but we're not that bad as well. So yes, all I can conclude from this point is to summarize, brilliant game, a tale of two halves. Still a lot of improvement required in terms of defense and midfield because if you see that last night's game, if you remove Pogba, Fernandes, and Cavani from that team, we still are struggling because Maguire, Lindelof, Fred, McTominay, Rashford, none of these players had good game. Fernandes, Pogba, Cavani were bang on. Shaw and Van Bissaka were equally good, and David Dyer didn't have much to do. So you can't blame him for those 2 goals. So yes, lots to improve again, but I think next season when we have invested in the squad and buy a few more players, we will end up improving and challenging for title. So moving on to our next point, as you might have rightly heard that Edinson Cavani has agreed to sign a contract and a new extension, 1 year extension, and this will be made official next week. So your thoughts on that before I give my opinion. I want to know what is your thoughts on this. Is it the right decision or we should have let him go?
Two things. The thing is that while Cavani isn't exactly a legend
Mm,
in terms of his his name, but he is still one of the top strikers. So, and that's something we have been missing. Like his signing is kind of similar to the Zlatan signing that we had like a few years ago in the first year of Jose's management. A free signing from PSG, and someone who's just about reaching the twilight of his career. But the thing with
correct.
the difference between Zlatan and Cavani is that when he was here, he was not so mobile. He was good at positioning. He was good at a lot of things. Of course, Zlatan is Zlatan, right? But Cavani is he's 34, but he's very agile. He moves a lot. He's very good at the link up play. He's almost a good role model for guys like Greenwood and Rashford to follow because they
Correct.
can actually look at him and tell themselves that yes, like maybe 10 years down the line, even I can be as good as this guy is. So
Correct.
on that front, I think he's definitely a good person to have around. He's someone United can do with. He's an upgrade on Igalo as well, who was also free signing. Um, and obviously, we cannot rely on him long term, but at least one more season, we can definitely get that out of him. And then, and of course, it's not just for a player of his caliber to have played at United and not have played in front of a crowd at least
Yeah,
once.
exactly.
So I would want to see how the fans react to Cavani being there. Like him scoring a goal and that celebration of his. That's like something I really want to see
Epic.
because
Yeah.
because it's kind of symbolic of him. And then once that is done, I think he can just go off to finish his dream, which is to play for Boca Juniors. And I mean, because I like him so much, I think he should definitely get a shot at that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And what your your lot of valid points by you. And at first, I was against this because of his injury issues. His fitness issues have been a lot since the past 2 3 years. It's not just United, PSG as well. He had a lot of fitness issues, and if you see the current season, he's not played that many games as well because of injuries and suspension. So,
Yeah,
but if you look at the brighter side, I would rather have him because if we let him go, we have to invest that much time in the summer transfer window to look for another striker option. We don't want to do that.
yeah,
Our focus
yeah.
this summer transfer window has to be signing a CDM and a centre back. And if there is another space, we need to sign a right winger. Striker is not
Mm,
the priority, and
mm.
this is a right decision. Although I was not the one to support it, but right now I'll say let's give him a shot because I think
It's like a
as you
short-term
rightly
sign.
said, yeah, because his mobility in the box is brilliant. He's got that poacher instinct. A lot of strikers don't have that. And he
Yeah,
can be a role model to someone like Greenwood and Rashford, especially to Greenwood. You never know. You can train him for the next 1 year and make him like a prime number nine. The next we don't even need to buy a striker if Greenwood, turns into a proper number nine when Cavani leaves. So you never know. Anything could happen. And like I said, I would rather take Cavani as a number nine for the next year, then waste half of our summer transfer window looking for a striker, and we don't sign centre backs in CDM, which is our priority next summer transfer window. So, like you rightly
yeah.
said, yes, it's his age is not on his side, but I think 1 year is required because he can do that. We saw it last night. That mobility, that agility in the box, his poacher instinct is brilliant. Is second to none, I think, in the Premier League. Now, moving on to the Eric Bailly contract situation. Now, as you know, Eric Bailly has signed a new contract. Now, a lot of fans like Eric Bailly, and I do like Eric Bailly, and I'm sure you do like him because he's brilliant in the air, his tackling is good, and the best part about Eric Bailly is quicker than most of our centre backs. He's very fast. So when we play a high line, he gets an option to track back, and we cannot do that when we play Maguire and Lindelof. But the problem here is, Prashant, if we keep Eric Bailly, are we going to sign a new centre back? Because if Solskjaer has told him that you're going to be, if Solskjaer has told him that you're going to be here for the next 1 year and you're going to be a fourth choice centre back, do you think he might have accepted a contract by saying that? I mean, Solskjaer must have either lied to him or told him that we're not signing another centre back.
Yeah, the Eric Bai situation is it's a very precarious one because the thing is that what the point of brought out is just valid. Is it like is he actually staying on because Ole has gone ahead and promised him a lot of game time because that would in effect mean that we might not actually sign another centre back, like a better world class centre back, something that we
Yeah.
desperately need, something our defense is crying out for. Or is it that he has just accepted that he will be a second fiddle, which is very unlikely. So that is
He's
something
second
which
fiddle right now. He's second fiddle right now. If someone
sorry,
else comes, he becomes the fourth fiddle, the third fiddle.
third field, yeah, but the thing is
Yeah.
that even in the current situation, there have been times that he has actually played pretty well. Like he
Yeah.
has been pitching in and out of the side, so he has not been like regularly second fiddle. There have been times when Oli has specifically preferred Bailey, and the thing is that I have always had a feeling that Bailly has had more potential because he's a Jose signing. I mean, if it was a midfielder or a striker which Jose has signed, uh, I would say that he may not have the potential. But in terms of defensive players, I think Bailly is something that Bailly is someone that can actually still have some improvement on that front.
Yeah.
Uh, so maybe Oli would get the best out of him if he is extending his contract. That's just about it. That's just how the Glazers work, unfortunately. So hopefully we still do get a centre back next year. But the way Glazers have been working, they what you said might be spot on. They would be like, okay, yeah, we've already secured this centre back, so we don't really need another one. And instead, they might just actually go for just another marquee signing. For this, either they'll use it up for the CDM, or they'll just do a random marquee signing for no reason, like you were pointing out in the previous video. So they'll sign Erling Haaland and Jadon Sancho, or something like that. They'll sign Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe. They'll do something crazy. So, of course, so yeah, that might happen. That is something which I have come to expect from the Glazer family.
And it's pretty scaring, I mean, the progress Solskjaer has made in the last 1 year from, last year we finished third. Now, exactly the same squad because last summer we spent on buying Van de Beek, Teles, and Cavani. Now, Van de Beek and Teles have hardly started games. Cavani
Yeah,
has not played majority of the game. So basically, he's played majority of the season with the same exact squad which played last season, and then he still got managed to get a second position. And we've already crossed the number of points that we got last season. So with still 5 games to left, 5 games left. So yes, it's a progress. And if he's not back in the summer transfer window, I don't think he can survive because Chelsea will improve. They've got a good manager now. Liverpool have signed Konate. Virgil van Dijk will be back. They're going to be a better side next season. Man City are going to be Man City. It is going to be very difficult next season if manager doesn't get back. And from what I think, if he doesn't get back, he may be sacked by the end of December because the result will not go in our favor. Now, moving on to the next point that I want to talk about, that a couple of things I heard in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference. Now, here's what he told. He was very smart, he was asked about the protest that's going to happen outside Old Trafford, in the Liverpool game, and what does he think about that? So he said that fans should be allowed to protest in the right way. It's very important that fans voice their opinion, and he spoke about the Glazer family that he has complete respect for them, and they've backed him in the past, and they will continue. They will do so in the next summer transfer window to go one step ahead. Now, a lot of people will call him puppet of Glazer, and he just does what he's
yes,
being told
man.
to do. Yeah, but then if you read the line, he says that they will back him again in the summer transfer window to go one step ahead. We are second in the league right now. What is one step ahead? First position. And he's openly telling them, everyone, that they're going to get back. All that product that is happening right now, Glazer out moment, which is trending on Twitter everywhere, they already have negative effects. And if he doesn't get back this summer transfer window, it'll go louder and louder. So I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was smart enough to point out that they will back him in the summer transfer window to go one step ahead. So basically, as an employer, he cannot say that they wasted my last summer with Jadon Sancho and they didn't get me Jadon Sancho, they didn't get me centre back. He cannot openly say that. But I think he's made a very smart statement out here by saying that they will back me in the summer transfer window to go one step ahead. What do you think? Do you think it's just that he's trying to calm the storm, or he's playing smart here?
Uh, being, I mean, knowing Oli, yeah, I think uh, he's playing it very well uh, because he understands that he knows very well where the sentiment is coming from. First and foremost, the anti-Glazer sentiment, and obviously he's watching it firsthand. Right? He's the manager, so he would he would even know better if
Hmm.
I mean if there's anything anti-Glazer, he would have those feelings better than
Hmm.
most of the
Correct.
fans as well.
He's a through and through
Uh,
Man United.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
In fact, I mean, it is a well-known fact that he was one of the first people to speak out against the
Against
fact
Glazers in
that
2005. Yes, yes.
takeover was happening in 2005. So
Hmm.
those things are there. But that being said, right now he's see. in terms of press conferences, I've seen this pattern with Oli, and this is something which is very Fergie like. Again, I don't want to keep comparing him, but it's just this is just it's just that this is the similarity which I noticed, that he'll keep saying that the the owners are going to back him. It's not really going to make much of a difference on him. It will calm the storm down, as you said, because after all the Super League fiasco that has happened, it will calm the storm down. Now, when to be very honest with you, you do have a point in stating that the backing is to go one step ahead. Yes, but that's what we are thinking. I mean, in terms of Glazer, they might even be thinking that, okay, yeah, the one step further might just be that, okay, these guys got knocked out at the group stage of the Champions League. Next year, we will get knocked out in the last 16. For them, even that might be, uh,
Progress. Yeah.
yeah, progress, because they just look at numbers. They just look at the financial side of things. So
Correct. Yeah,
you
yeah,
never know
that's correct.
the details.
Never know. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, okay. I think it's, for me, it's just a generic statement. It's a politically correct statement. You can say that he will be back, but only time will tell if he will actually be back.
And the interesting point, Sini pointed out that it's very important for us to win the next upcoming games, because if, let's say, if Arsenal end up winning the Europa League and Chelsea end up winning the Champions League but don't finish in the top four, they still, if Chelsea win the Champions League by not finishing in the top four and Arsenal win the Europa League, automatically those two go into the Champions League next season. But the fourth place team goes into the Europa League.
Goes
So
into the
that's the
Europe.
crazy side of this. And we rightly said that we need to seal the second position off. The spot needs to be sealed off, and the upcoming games are very important. So,
Yeah.
without any, just a minute on this, Prashant, do you think, because upcoming games are difficult, Liverpool, Roma, Aston Villa, and then Leicester, these are the upcoming games. Do you think we'll manage to go through, or will struggle a bit?
Well, what I've noticed is that at least this season, we have struggled a little more, specifically in the Premier League, not so much in the other tournaments. That like we have struggled a little more at home compared to our away form. Like our away form
Correct,
has
at home.
actually been much better.
Very good,
So
yeah.
yeah, so uh, all the away games we will be winning, and it will be the same old United thing that's been happening. Like when we expect, let's say, for example, maybe an Aston Villa or a Leicester, which you would come up against, and just because on the basis of our form, guys, we would be like the red hot favorites to win it, and we would actually end up losing it, like we did to Leicester. In fact, we did lose to Leicester in the FA Cup,
Correct,
right? So that is something which might happen. But I think overall we should be able to cement that second spot
yeah.
in the on the basis of our current form, on the basis of the way our squad has performed. It has to be that unless like a very major injury happens, which
Yes,
I'm keeping my fingers crossed does not, I think we should just be able to make it through. And very interesting that you pointed out about the Europa League as well. That if Arsenal actually ends up winning the
Europa.
Europa League, the thing is there are there are still two possibilities there, because Arsenal have actually lost the first leg,
Mhm.
right? So, uh, coming into the second leg, how much of a chance they have is anyone's guess. So, and again, just because Arsenal are getting knocked out does not mean that Villarreal would be an easy opponent to beat,
Yeah,
because
of course not. They're a good
he's,
team. They are a really good
yeah,
team. Yeah, yeah.
because they are coached by Unai Emery, and he is an expert at winning the Europa League. So,
Europa League. Yes, yes.
yeah. So, so they are not to be taken lightly. And second thing is that Chelsea winning the Champions League. I would just like to point out that Real Madrid can still knock them out,
Yeah,
even though
of course.
they
Anything
are
is
the
possible.
best.
PSG can knock
So
out
I
Man
would,
City still. Yeah.
yeah. So I would just hope that Real Madrid knock Chelsea out. PSG may or may not knock Man City out. That would be a very interesting game. Uh, I mean, obviously, we are not supposed to talk about it. It's a little off topic, but I'll just put in my words still. I still think that the PSG Man City game is anyone's game, because remember it's Pochettino that is against, and if there is anyone who has gone toe to toe with Pep, like with
Guardiola, yeah, and the squad,
yeah, yeah,
awesome
so
squad, and this is PSG,
yeah,
much better squad.
yeah,
Yeah,
so I just hope that Man City doesn't win the Champions League. Obviously, that would be
yeah,
quite an
I
insult.
know.
So yeah, that would be another thing that I would like to add there.
Coming on to our next point, I just want to look end this video with the last two topics. The first of all is there was a match day forum wherein Woodward spoke about his indirect apology, like they should have discussed this with fans, and they will not be going ahead with the this Super League thing, and they're not even thinking that in the future. And basically, we spoke about this in the previous videos. I don't want to dwell much into this. It's like apologizing after shitting the bed, basically. And I don't think their apology means anything because deep down we all know they're not sorry for that. They made a mistake and they made a blunder, and it was their duty to apologize. Now, Liverpool and Man City owners, the fans will apologize, will accept their apology because on field they have delivered because they've backed their respective managers. Man City owners have
And
backed Pep, and Liverpool owners have backed Klopp. But with United and Arsenal, I don't think the fans will even accept this apology. So, and these fans forum, these are held. They only call those fans who are match day fans, the Red Army, and those people who go to match day to watch games. So I'm not saying that they don't put in the appropriate points, but this fan forums are happening since many years, but there's been no change. No right questions have not been asked. So just a minute of this, Prashant. What do you think? I mean, is it a sincere apology, or is just that they are making it just for the sake of it? They are doing it in this social media to calm down the storm again.
I just think it's a political stunt. You can't really. I mean, with Glazer, there's no credibility left.
Yeah.
It's really shameful uh, that we have actually come to this because it's very. I mean, to be very honest, see, the financial might of the Premier League and foreign investment and everything has helped the Premier League a lot. It's helped every sport in one way or the other. But this is exactly where there comes a stage, like
Hmm.
whatever happens, there comes an upward swing, and then it starts to flatten and go down. So we are now getting to that point where it is going down, where foreign ownership and foreign investment is basically it has become poisonous for the Premier League. So
Yeah.
something needs to be done about it first and foremost. And this statement means nothing. Uh, not just that, they have come out with a very good campaign online wherein they are supporting. I mean, they are
Correct.
joining the social media boycott,
Media
which is
boycott. Yes.
which is to protest against
Like
the
online
racism
abuse
happening
and discrimination. Yeah.
which is a good thing. But then again, that is not the Glazers doing it. It is they have other PR departments. They have a lot of
Yeah.
other
Yeah. Of course.
departments
Of
who are
course.
acting, not
Absolutely.
the Glazers themselves. Glazers are not facing any online abuse whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably don't even have a Twitter account where you can approach them. So uh,
Mhm.
that so they are doing all these kind of stunts right now simply to calm the people down. The only thing they care about at the end of the day is that the stock market price of the Manchester United stock of the IPO in the
Yeah.
New York Stock Exchange goes up. If that happens, they'll do anything. They'll even say, "We love the fans." They'll sing songs. They'll do whatever it takes to get those prices up. But if that does not happen, then it won't really matter to them. So these statements don't mean anything to me. We should, I mean, again, there's zero credibility with this ownership.
Yeah.
It's just we can just hope and pray that at least at Arsenal there has been an attempt, or at least
Attempt.
someone
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
come
The
up
Spotify owner. Yeah.
as the Spotify owner, Daniel in.
Then you
So
like.
hopefully, someone out there is obviously Man United has like what about like they have one of the largest fan bases in the world. I'm sure at least one or two people out of them should be able to rack up the funds to buy this
Hmm.
club out and get to where it goes from there.
But do. if someone else ends up buying, do you want another Glazer? How credible they can be? I mean, if it's
See, the
such
thing is that if it's if we are talking about buyout like a full buyout, then it would obviously have to be someone very of a similar ilk,
very
like we
very
had
correct, correct,
Sheikh Salman from Saudi. So he would not be. He would have his own negative points, but then on the field, uh, I mean, maybe the performances would improve. That might happen. Remember, whoever is going to purchase the club, and this is something which many people have actually failed to point out, that let's say hypothetically someone like okay, just for our Indian viewers, let's say Mukesh Ambani goes out and buys Manchester United. Yes,
mm,
he will still be liable to pay to clear the debt that Manchester United has. So either he
exactly,
will have to pay it from his own pocket, or he will have to take the continue to take the money out of the club to pay that debt or to service that debt. Labels are not going to
correct.
do anything about that debt. That is the whole point of this leveraged buyout, that the asset that they purchase will clear the debt. So that is the main problem with any potential takeover.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And the value of Man United is 4 billion. So whoever purchases it would have to shell out $4 billion. So it's a huge amount, and we can only be hope. We can only hope something positive comes out of this protest and things that are happening. A lot of fans in UK are positive about this, and they are doing everything on their part. And as a fan, we're also trying our best on these fan forum videos and signing up those petitions and all of that. So that's all about it, Prashant. Before I end this video, do you want to add anything up?
No, that's it. I'll just say that I'll just add that uh, let's just hope that United makes it to the final, which they are pretty much favorites to do so right now, because that is one thing which we can look forward to. And this is 1 year, maybe because it is probably due to the pandemic, but this is actually 1 year where we can be happy that we are not in the Champions League and in the Europa League, in the sense that the Champions League final will be in Istanbul, and because of the lockdown in Istanbul, they might not have any fans there. But
Fans and but
in the Europa League
Poland, yeah,
final, which is in Poland, it has been curved to a great extent, and they might be looking to have at least 5,000 fans from each side in that stadium. So that would be something which will really make it a little more special in these times for us. So
yeah.
yeah,
Is absolutely right, and yes, I don't think there should be any further hurdles by getting in the final. I think the game is already done and dusted, and just we need to do the formalities in Rome next week. And let's hope we win the Europa League because Oli hasn't won a cup, and it deserves it because he's put in a lot of effort in spite of not getting back. Yes, he will say that he's been back, but he's not been back. We all know about it. So, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you, Prashant, for joining me today on this video. We'll be back. We probably are thinking of doing a live video. So, we'll try to see if anything can be done. We'll keep you updated on our Facebook and Instagram accounts. And thank you once again for watching this video. Take care of yourselves, guys, and stay safe. Bye for now.